Hey there, fellow readers. Mrs. Weidman here, and today we're going to be talking about the middle grade book, The Seventh Wish by Kate Messner. And this book is a quirky, sometimes funny, sometimes sad, sometimes really heavy, realistic fiction book that has a little tiny, itty bitty bit of magic involved in the form of a tiny, wish granting fish. Right. So this book follows a middle school student, and her name is Charlie Brennan. And at the beginning of this book, Charlie is really excited because she's gotten into Irish dancing. And she has a big feis coming up, which is where kind of like an Irish dance competition. And she knows that if she places really well in this particular feis, right, she's going to be able to move up to the next level of Irish dancing. And she's super excited for that to happen. What's even more exciting is her parents have just given her enough money to buy probably a used, not a brand new, but Irish dancing dress. And so Charlie is hoping to buy one that's beautiful and sparkly and will just kind of capture everybody's attention. Right, so at the beginning of the story, these are really Charlie's major problems, right? Can I dance well enough to make sure that I place in the competition and move up to the next level? Right, however, she really wants to make some more money to buy this beautiful Irish dance dress as well. So she agrees to go out with her friend Drew and his grandma every afternoon onto Lake Champlain and catch fish. They do some serious ice fishing, right? And then she can sell them to a local restaurant and kind of start adding to her dance dress fund. Right. However, on her first day out of the ice, right, Charlie's terrified. She hates being on the ice. She thinks that ice fishing is like a crazy, deadly, terrifying thing, and she doesn't want to go out too far, which Drew and his grandma kind of make fun of her for. Right. However, they drill her a little hole close to shore, right, and as Charlie's fishing, she catches this tiny fish. Right, and Drew and his grandma start laughing. They're like, "That's not a fish. You can't sell that. You got to throw it back." But at the same time, the fish says something, and he's like, "Hey, release me, and I will grant you a wish." And at first, Charlie thinks she's crazy. She's like, the ice is talking to me. I don't know what's happening. But then the fish says it again. So she's like, well, obviously, I'm going to release this tiny scrap of a nothing fish with weird green eyes, right? And then I'm going to make myself a wish, right? And the first wish she makes, because she doesn't quite believe this fish is actually telling the truth, right, is a two-part wish. And the first thing that she wishes is for a boy at school to fall in love with her. And the second part of her first wish, right, is for her to not be afraid of the ice anymore, so she can go out farther and catch bigger fish to make more money. Well, of course, these wishes eventually come true, although one of them goes horribly, terribly, hilariously wrong, right? And Charlie quickly realizes that she has a magic wish-granting fish at her disposal. So over the course of the book, she makes 7 wishes to this little tiny fish in Lake Champlain, right? And some of them go wrong, some of them go right. And when really things in her personal life and her family start blowing up in regards to something that her older sister is really struggling with, right, she quickly discovers that sometimes maybe granting wishes, right, isn't necessarily the right course of action, especially when they can go wrong. Right. This might sound familiar to some of those classic wish-telling stories gone wrong, like the monkey's paw and the necklace and all of those. But if you're curious, I would highly recommend The Seventh Wish by Kate Messner as a good, lighthearted, but sometimes serious next read for you. See y'all online soon.